As a student, how often do you feel overwhelmed by life? The endless tests and quizzes, the peer pressure, the social expectations often seems like too much. And when I look back at my high school and university days, I felt the exact same thing. And I wish for some wisdom and guidance that would give me more purpose, more fulfillment, and more meaning, not just in school, but in life in general. I don't want you feeling that same way. So in this video, I'm gonna share 4 insights from 4 incredible books that I wish I had when I was in your shoes, because the insights from these books would have bettered my grades, given me more self-esteem, prevented wasted time, and ultimately improved my friendships. Don't believe me? Fine, but don't come back at the end of 2025 when your life is in the same spot it was 365 days ago. Because if you want some real knowledge that will 100% have a profound impact on your life this coming year, then let's dive into the first book. What if I told you there was a way to lower your academic stress and feel more in control of your hectic life? Well, then we're going to enter our first book here, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. In this book, one of the key insights I took is to take more responsibility for your life and stop blaming others for your problems and predicaments. In the book, he says specifically, set your own house in perfect order before you criticize the world. And honestly, that's one insight I really wish I knew back when I was a student. To hammer this point home, let's take a simple example here. Bad grades. We've all gotten them in one time or another. Heck, I got them way too often. But the problem was I would always blame my teachers for my bad grades with things like they don't like me, they're just a hard marker, I'm not the teacher's pet, I didn't help out enough. Whatever the excuse was, I made it, and I wondered why I struggled in the 70s. The reality is, if you do these same things, blame others for your problem, then what you're actually doing is giving them total control over the solution as well. Because if your bad grades are the teacher's fault, then there's really nothing you can do to improve them. However, if you follow the advice within this book and take responsibility for your own life, you'll soon realize that you are in 100% control over your grades. Got a bad test grade? Didn't study hard enough. Essay came back subpar? Well, you've got to put more time and effort into your writing, because honestly, if you want control over your life and have less academic stress, putting that responsibility on yourself puts you in control of both the problem and solution, which is one thing I really wish I had when I was younger. Now, responsibility is great, but if you couple responsibility with the lesson from this next book, you're gonna have more academic success than you ever thought possible. And this book is Mindset by Carol Dweck. It's a phenomenally great book that really contrasts 2 beliefs and mindsets people have about success and excellence, which are 1, the fixed mindset. That's the mindset that believes intelligence and other skills are fixed. There's nothing you can do to improve them. You're either born smart or you're born dumb. You're athletically gifted or you're athletically inept. But what Carol Dweck really tries to get across is this growth mindset, the belief that any skill, any habit, any trait can be improved through effort and hard work. You might be like me as well and say things like, I'm just not good at math, I'm just not good at English, I'm just not good at French, I'm just not good at insert subject here. And the reality is, that's a fixed mindset. But if you read this book, you will develop the growth mindset to turn those phrases and add 1 key word to the end. I'm not good at math yet. I'm not good at English yet. Because the growth mindset shows that with hard work, effort, determination, and probably like what I said before, taking responsibility for yourself, you can improve any trait, any skill, and earn the grades that you want. Great, you're taking more responsibility for your life, and with mindset, your academic success is on the rise because you're focusing on effort and not the outcome. But if you're anything like me, you probably also want a fulfilling life outside of the classroom. So you're gonna need to buy this next book and apply the lessons to your life so you don't repeat the same mistakes I did. When I was growing up, I would often distract myself from the problems I had in my life. 1 more gaming session, 1 more hour of TV, 1 more hour of movies, whatever. I didn't think that was a huge problem. But what I now learn is those hours slowly add up, and there's one thing people can't buy more of. It's time. And applying the lessons from this next book, Stolen Focus by Johann Hari, is going to give you back that time. But not only that, one of the most significant quotes that stuck out to me was, the cost of endless distractions isn't just productivity, it's connection, depth, and meaning. That quote really hit hard because Oftentimes, instead of dealing with our problems, we tend to distract ourselves to not deal with the loneliness, the heartache, the lack of friendships, whatever it happens to be. Johan Hari's book is all about getting rid of those distractions and spending time doing stuff that you find meaningful. Because if I look back on my high school and university days, yeah, I wish I spent more time with friends, with my family, doing things I love, like playing sports, playing guitar. So I promise, if you buy this book as well, your focus is no longer going to be stolen. You're going to be in control of that and have the life that you want. So now, with responsibility, a better mindset, and focus away from distractions, you're on your way to getting the life that you really, really want and feeling less overwhelmed. But this final book, I would say, had the greatest impact on me, and I can promise it's gonna have an incredible impact on you as well. It's Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of, excuse my language, not giving a f***. It's not a book about apathy, because the biggest lesson I took out of it is to choose which values are going to govern your life. And I didn't realize it at the time, but my life was pretty because I had values. And once I understood the message from this book, it literally made my life have a 180 into a way more positive direction. What does Mark Manson mean by bad values? He gives them really 3 criteria. 1, is it in your control? 2, is it socially beneficial? And 3, is it based in reality? And bad values are not in your control, not productive, aka they're destructive, and they're not based in reality. Let me give you a prime example of a value that might be running your life just like it did mine. Popularity. All I wanted to do when I was younger was be popular. I thought if I was popular, my life would be better. But popularity is, again, excuse my language, a value to have. The reason is, it's not in your control. You can try to be cool, you can try to be fun, you can try to be outgoing, but you can't make people like you and you can't make yourself popular. Socially destructive. I say it would be because popularity just focuses on yourself and what other people think of you. And the third reason is that popularity is actually not based in reality. What one person thinks is cool or popular is not what somebody else is. So there's really no agreed upon definition, and you're chasing, and I was chasing, something that's kind of fluff is the best way to describe it. So after reading Mark Manson's book, I realized that my life needed better values. For example, honesty would be a great one. Yes, that's in my control. I can control how honest I'm going to be with people. It is socially beneficial over here. Even if it's hard at the time, being honest with others, we can all agree is beneficial. And speaking of what we can all agree on, that's why honesty is based in reality. We all know what it means to be honest with somebody, telling the truth, whether it hurts or not. So if you've ever wondered why your school and personal life is terrible, then we've got a lot in common. Welcome to my high school and university experience, because I would blame others instead of taking responsibility, focus on outcomes instead of improvement, distract myself instead of building relationships, and value popularity and selfish desires instead of developing healthy values that were in my control. Oftentimes I look back at those formative years and wonder, what if? I'm not saying that I'm not happy right now. I love my life, but I realized that the climb to get where I am right now would have been made so much easier if I had gathered the wisdom from these 4 books and applied them to my life. I wish I had this knowledge when I was a student. Knowledge to control my effort, knowledge to control my mindset, knowledge to control my time, and knowledge to control my values, and knowledge to ultimately control how proud of myself I was. So head to your local bookstore or go on Amazon as soon as possible. Buy, read, and apply the lessons from these 4 books. And I promise you, by the time 2026 rolls around, the 2024 version of yourself will be unrecognizable. And if you're anything like me and have struggled with these habits and mindsets, you probably struggle with high school English as well. And if that's the case, click on this video right here where I show you how you can gain huge aura in high school English. Take care, I'll see you in the next one.